Hey guys, welcome to another video. In the last one, we talked about shooting phase. Now we're going to talk about assault phase in the next series of how to play 40k. Okay, now assault is something that happens on the third phase of a turn, and that's when you get in and do the nitty gritty, smash and grab, pop them in the face with your fist type of thing, or bait, chain bolter or whatever close combat weapon you have.
Now the thing about the assault phase, there are 3 sub phases.
Yeah.
So basically, the first thing we're going to do is I'm going to assault you. So I'm going to say I declare a charge on you guys.
Okay. Now he declared the charge. I'm going to say I'm going to overwatch. Now you can opt to overwatch or not. Most likely you want to. Mm-hmm. All right. So I'm going to fire all my snapshots. You usually want to do that because you want to get in some damage before he can get in. Sometimes that's actually pertinent because if you take the guy out in front, that means he might have to do an extra inch on the charge, and the charge is random, which we'll explain in a bit. So I roll for snapshots, nothing. But let's say I got 1. All right, 1 through. I hit him. Everything else is the same as shooting. All right, I have to roll the wound, which in this case, so let's say I have to wound on 5s. I don't wound. He's safe. Let's say I do wound. He has to do an armor save as regular, and he doesn't
fail that. So one guy would die.
Yeah, one guy would die. All right, this is kind of important. Let's say he's like this, and he says he's going to charge. The front guy dies out. Now he has a bigger range to charge in. And that's important, which you will see in a bit. Okay? The other thing is, let's say I have a flamer in here. Declaring overwatch, you snapshot, which you can't shoot template weapons. The exception is if you have a flamer, all you really do is, if flames, does D6 automatically.
No, you don't actually have to use your flame template. Right. You're just going to roll, and he would roll.
D6, so that's 3 wounds. So I'll just have to roll wounds, and let's say these 2 wounds, he has to roll saves against them. Oh, that's horrible.
So then 2 guys would die.
2 guys would die. All right, so sometimes Overwatch could be a big deal, sometimes not. It really depends. You're hitting on 6s, so it's a little hard.
Yeah, it's not that effective, but you know what? You get a chance to kill 1 or 2 guys. That's 2 guys that you don't have to worry about later on.
Yeah, there's a lot of strategies against overwatching. Sometimes, like with Tau, it could be very horrible.
And there are some armies out there that when you overwatch, you can overwatch at your full ballistic skill.
Yeah.
So then that's when Overwatch becomes very, very
annoying.
Yeah, annoying and very effective.
All right, now let's say I just finished my Overwatch, declare the charge. All right. Now you charge in, I believe.
Yep. So now what I have to see is how far. So we would say from this guy to this guy is 8 inches. So I have to roll an 8 or more.
On 2 dice.
2 dice. So if I roll and I roll a 4, I roll a 5. They're stuck. So I fail the charge and you kill 2 of my guys.
Yeah. So he stays there. Now let's say he made it in. Let's say he rolled 9.
Okay.
You would move your guys.
So what I would do is I would look and roll 9.
Incoherency.
Incoherency. So he'd have to roll. He'd get right here, and then he would be right there. So now they're within 2 inches of each other, and they're going to be able to fight. Okay. So now we get here, and then we would go to our initiative step.
Okay, now this is where it gets a little complicated. We go through initiative steps, all right? Let's say what is the cultist initiative step?
I think their initiative is 3.
All right. Your initiative is 4.
Right.
All right, so on the chart, which you will see now, it goes down, we go down the row, okay? Initiative 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4 gets to you. You pile in.
Okay, so now I would go, I had a 3-inch pile-in move.
Okay, and then he gets to do his attacks.
Let's just say we have 3 attacks just to make it 1, 2, 3 guys. Now, my weapon skill versus your weapon skill.
Right.
So let's say they're both 4s, and I have to hit on 4s. So I hit you twice. All right. Now I have to see if I wound you. So let's just say 4s. Okay. So that's 2 wounds. You would have to take your saves.
And let's say there are 6 saves. 6 saves. All right. No. So 2 of these guys die. Take it off the front line, I believe.
Yep. 1 and 2.
2.
Now we did initiative step 4. Let's go to 3.
Okay. Now 3 is my turn because these guys are initiative 3. I pile in, which is 2 inches. Right, to get them into full combat. And then now I get to attack. Let's say 4 attacks.
4 attacks.
Weapon skill 4 versus weapon skill 4 will give me 4s. So that's 2 hits. Okay? Now I got a wound. Let's say I got a wound of 4s. Okay, 1 wound.
So now I would have to take my test, which would be 3, and they pass.
Okay.
So basically, combat is over. and you have to see who won combat. Right. So the way you do that is, did you lose more guys than you inflicted? So I did 2 wounds to you, and you did no wounds to me. Therefore, he has lost combat. So now we have to resolve that.
Okay.
And you have to take a leadership test. But since you have 2 guys dead, you're -2.
Okay.
So your leadership, let's say it's 8.
-2 is 6.
So you have to get a 6 or lower.
Okay. That's 7. I failed. So that means that these guys bolt.
Right. Apologies for the cut here, but the coach and I kind of got this mixed up. We were tired and been recording for a long time by the time we got to this part. So, as last seen, the cultists lost combat and failed their leadership roll. If they had made their leadership roll, the combat would have continued into the next turn. In this case, however, they will fall back. It is important to note that before rolling for how far they fall back, the winner of the combat will make a sweeping advance. Assuming that they can. Some models can't do sweeping advance like Terminators. Both sides roll the d6 and add their unmodified initiative. In this case, the cultist roll is higher, and they succeed in escaping from the sweeping advance and rolls a 2d6 to see how far they run back to their table edge in the shortest route possible. The winner of the combat, the Space Marine in this case, gets to roll a d6 and consolidate that many inches anywhere they wish to go, barring impassable terrain, another unit, or a table edge. Now let's roll this back. Let's say the Space Marine did win the sweeping advance. In this case, the cultist unit is destroyed, being run down and plucked off. The models are taken off the field where they stand, and the Space Marine rolls a d6 and consolidates that many inches. For more information on falling back and regrouping, see the morale section of the rulebook on page 29.
Now, let's go ahead and talk about doing lookout surge during combat. Alright, now just like shooting, it's the same thing. Instead of, he's hitting him, or let's for example do this. How's this? Better like that.
Yeah, you have to tell who you're going to hit.
Yeah. Alright, just some odd reason it was out like this. They're way too far to get into combat. But he's taking all the hits. These guys could do lookout surge, just like shooting. Mm-hmm. Roll 2 up for special name characters.
So
independent characters.
So now, one at a time, he's going to look out Sir.
Yeah.
Good, he can look out Sir, because he is a independent character.
Right. Or if he's a sergeant, it'd be a 4 up for the lookout Sir. Mm-hmm. Again, same as shooting.
Right.
Now, the next thing about assaulting that we're going to talk about is challenges. Let's say he gets into combat. Mm-hmm. All right, he charged. Okay. And he comes to his initiative turn. He can issue a challenge.
Right before, anybody can issue a challenge. So let's say that this guy can wipe out this whole squad by himself. This is the head guy. He says, you know what? I'm going to take him out of the combat. I want to issue a challenge.
Right.
And I would accept.
Now, if I don't accept, this guy can't do anything this turn. Mm-hmm. All right. But if I do accept, they go into the challenge. It's basically like they're fighting on their own and everybody's doing their own thing. Mm-hmm. So you can only fight and hit each other. You can't do lookout surge in this case. All right. And basically, the fight goes on here, and then you got a second fight going on here, basically. All right. But in parlance, you just do that. Okay. Just remember these two are in a challenge.
Now, let's say he challenges me and I say, I don't want to fight. You turn your model around and he can't do anything this round. Right. They can't attack him, but he can't attack back.
Right. All right, guys. And that's it for Assault and our final video for how to play Warhammer 40k.
The basics.
The basics. Okay. Now, there's a lot of stuff we skipped. And there's other rules that you do need to learn, but you'll catch up. This is enough to get you started. Mm-hmm. Your friends can fill you in that's been playing, or just read, the rule book. All right. So again, this is Chung, and this is the coach. All right. He's part of WGC East, and the East Studios here, and he's doing a lot more stuff, mainly focused on tactics, on Space Marines and stuff. But you might see some other stuff other than Space Marine. Yeah. But he is the Space Marine guy.
Okay.
Yeah.
So 40k. This is just get you going, but the more you play, you'll say, well, what about this? And things will arise, and then you refer back to the book. But after about 10 really good games, you'll get a really firm grasp of it, and then you'll start to really get tactics in it. So it's kind of like algebra. The more you do it, the better you get at it.
Yeah, I don't know if you should have compared it to algebra. Well, now people don't want to play.
Yeah,
I don't know. But again, we had a great time filming this, and I hope you guys enjoyed. Any questions or comments, ask them in the comments below. Go to his channel. He'll answer them. Go to WGC Facebook page. We'll answer them in there. No, anywhere. We're all over the place, basically.
And also on the WGC forums. We have different questions. People post questions. How do you do this? How do you do that? How do you do this?
Yeah.
We try to answer them.
Yeah, we'll try to answer them the best we can. Again, WGCconsortium.com is the website. All right, again, guys, I'll talk to you later, and then links down below to his channel as well as anything else you need to know. Right? Again, like if you like, sub if you haven't, share what you can, and favorite if you love me or us.